Hey guys, this video is responding to a comment slash request. And the request is to show what it means to have moves with more than one meaning. The way they phrased it was, show us all the moves, 5 purpose or more moves you've done in the last, since you've been playing Go, 50 plus years. It's like, well, they couldn't have meant that because I don't have those kinds of records. That would be amazing. Kind of fun, but amazing. So instead, I'm translating that request into show us more about the meaning and value of multi-purpose moves. So we're going to go on that road. Might get a little lost here and there on this road. But hopefully you'll understand a few things better. And I plan on seeing some very cool things that to me are just wonderful. Okay, let's start with what's in front of us. Okay, let's go with this white move. So white A, clearly defensive. It's making a base, getting some points. It's clearly bothering black. Next move, your 3/3 is gone. That clearly bothers black. So defense, attack, and territory. 3-purpose move. That's pretty valuable. A is something, we don't play A a lot nowadays. It's not gone, but it's rare. We used to play it nonstop in all the games. And people didn't really appreciate it. It's like A is an extremely good move. It's not just, oh, Joseki. No, it's fantastic. Okay, so now we're going to play A again, but we're going to add a black move here, and now we're going to play the same white A move. Now white is defending, no attack. End size. So it's gone from a 3-purpose move down to a 2-purpose move. It is smaller, not by a little bit. So let's make it smaller still. No defense, no attack. Points in double gote, the smallest kind of points available. Very, very small. Seeing the difference? If you can catch that, then you're ready for, man, I want my moves to be doing many things. Exactly. That's how you play good Go. Okay, now we're going to go this way. Look at something similar. This move. Not defensive, because black's not weak. Points. And now we're ready to invade at B. Now let's preface this a little bit. What's white's job? Defend A. Well, that's too far. These two stones aren't, they work together in some fashion, but they're split. How is it that white can play this seemingly insane move of, oh, I'm supposed to defend myself, but I didn't really do it? Because if black comes in and says, you fool, oh, just live in the corner. Zero problem. The original stone at F3 might stop it. The original F3 may die, although it's not yet dead, but the intent of white did very well in this area, and black's left with a weakness he should probably think about saving right now, and white would have Sente. And white's K4, we can just walk away and we're fine. So we didn't care about the invasion, and that's what this move says, is you can invade if you want, but I will be fine here, even if it means I get the corner and you get a position on the bottom. I'll be fine. But once this comes down, that corner's gone. So B now actually threatens to hurt or kill that white stone. Now, that purpose may not be very important at the moment. White may say, oh, please take my single stone. I could care less. It's just too small. So you always have to be aware of context. But I'm just saying, let's notice the difference in how many purposes. And let's just carry that around a little bit more. Boom, boom, boom. Let's do a settling here. Okay, now it's even worse because the single F3 stone, white is completely stable nearby. So when black catches F3, if he catches F3, totally one meaning. I just picked up 5 points. Doesn't mean anything. I lost my whole corner. So context is everything. Okay, we're going to look at a couple other things with all this in mind. Let's start here. This is one of my videos. This is on one of my videos. I highly suggest you watch it, if nothing else, for the story. It was a great story. And two players that I have a lot of admiration for, and they're playing at 2 stones. And there's a few moves that stand out as multi-purpose, and we'll be looking. This is just Joseki. Okay, let's look at black A, something a Q player is going to do. Atari, Atari. Okay, what was the purpose of the A stone? Okay, let's go back here. White's cut at B. White's weak. A and B. Not anymore. The purpose of Blackstone was to help white, not hurt white. Ah, this is why you don't play unnecessary Ataris. It helps the opponent. Now, contact, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. You have to figure that out. But the basic rule is don't go just saying Atari because you can. You just make him fix, and now he's not cut anymore. So Joseki says, come on under, leave white weak, and white has a cut now. Okay. We continue with Joseki. White plays here. If black were to continue Joseki, it would be at A. Let's look at the simple variation. Black is very strong in the corner. Okay, end of Joseki. Check out this A stone. What is it? Strong, settled group. Right next to a strong, settled group. That's a waste of time. So, back here, Joseki says A, but B is already supported by a very strong C stone. A is lacking in purpose. Catch it? Okay. So instead, black takes Sente and says, I'll play a big move, purpose 1, and negate white's wall. A very big, positive 2-purpose move. Okay. In this game, there's 4 specific. I did a video quite recently, and it was too short. So I showed a little bit about this game just to fill in the end. But there's 4 moves in this game that really stand out as multi-purpose, and they're a little surprising. When I saw this game, I was only 4 done, and it taught me a great deal about how to think like a professional. Okay. White's next move here. Okay. Is this Sente or Gote? Absolute Gote. How many points did you create? 1. 1 point, Gote. Well, if we look at the A stone and we realize that it has great potential, that is to say, black can say, I would like the left. I want to develop it in Sente. That's a Sente move. Well, that's nice. Black can say, I want the center in Sente. Black can say, I want the top. And it's going to be extra Sente because of the helping stone. This black stone at A is a tremendously powerful move. So when white plays here, let's go through the purposes. Remove A from the super flexible, strong, influential stone to near nothing. We almost remove it off the board. I don't mean a capture, I mean its meaning and its purpose. It can still be used, but not in a powerful way. So that's one very big purpose. Next, if we don't play there, all of these moves are viable. The probes become burdensome. But once white plays there, the probes are easily dealt with because his options are really limited. So bother A, help our entire area 1 so the probes don't mess with us. Make area 2 big, not just for black. Black had a 2 stone wall facing that direction, but also for white. Now white has a thick 2 stone wall, as it were, facing that direction. So 3 very big, powerful purposes. So big move. Black removes it. Lots of purposes, right? Territorial, stopping white, getting a handle on the center, getting ready to move the 1 stone out. Very useful stone. Play out a Joseki. And now for our second interesting move. Number 1 was the first one. In the bottom left, white's alive. But white plays here. Well, white was already alive. So we're not playing this for life. How many points extra? 3 is my guess. White adds 3. If black plays there, black adds 2, 4, 5. So 8 points, Gote. So why do you play it? Because it's not Gote. It's reverse Sente, which is twice as big, at least. When black plays here, he first Sente to totally hurt that white group. Might not kill, but white really wants to answer this if he can. Very thick, good for points, good for the right, good for the center. Everything starts adding up and supporting each other. When white plays it, you know the proverb, 3 in a row is not enough. Here's a 3 in a row shape that white just this moment disturbed. Well, it used to be that B was very strong so that C didn't need anything. Well, that A move disrupted this entire thing. And so C has become weak. See how many purposes A has? Tiny little move. Just like B, tiny little move. But many purposes, very strong. Okay. To defend C, black defends this way, which is a very big way. And now we need to see some things. White's D group, not what you call alive yet. If black plays, there might not be easy. Also, there's a cut at E. And black's getting closer to that, more prepared to cut. So white has many needs here. The next white move is, I don't know how to phrase it, the best. I don't want to say the best, but I'll use the word because I can't think of another. The best of the 4 moves in this game that show this principle and the strength of a professional. It's a move, a lot of you know it because I've shown it. But I've never stopped feeling admiration for it. This move. How can anyone give 2 stones to virtually a professional and play a stupid little, how many points is that? 2? It's incredibly small. But our A group, well, it's now alive in the corner. The entirety of his 6-stone black group, no eyes at all. Not that we're ready to start attacking it, but it just lost its eyes. With the ko at C, we've saved our D cut. And now that we're stronger, we can start coming into the E area. This S2 is far reaching in its strength. Life for us, remove life from him. Points for us, remove points for him. Save our cut. Get ready to start messing in the E area. It's a huge move. Just blows my mind every time I see it. Okay. Black defends. Well, now A, any ladder, bye-bye. The ladder works for black now. That'll come up. There's 2 moves. So far in this game, black hasn't made any mistakes. There's no stone out of place. Black or white. Okay. White to play. There's 2 moves left in the opening. One here. And one there. Now you can see this black move big and bothers white and supports our top lone stone, certainly to some extent. Big move. So white takes one, black doesn't take the other. Black fixes his cut. Well, that stone's not important. This is a mistake. Let's say he plays it. We'll just put it here, somewhere. And white says, you fool. And now we're going to assume the ladder works for white. This is the future that black is concerned about. Well, there's a few things. For instance, threaten to kill, pop on down, Tari, fix. I mean, white didn't get anything yet. Black got more than white did. It's not important at this time. But black finds himself focusing on his bottom area and says, oh, I'm going to get a big center group here as I save. And besides, I don't mind one bit reaching out to my B stone. All that's true, but it misses the mark. So white gets the other one. So that's a bit of a gain for white. Not huge, but a gain. And now we're going to see what happens in the center. If black takes full advantage, perhaps it'll turn into not a loss at all. But black has to prove that. Okay. Multi-purpose move, threatens the center, and starts building a wall to catch the A stone. Two big purposes. And then in we go. Notices the purposes, playing a big area, bother the A stone. Big. Black comes out, and white start living. A lot of ways to live. He chooses this way. Okay. One, there's the two moves, three moves we've seen that are special. Just take a look at them. They look identical. Look at 1 and 3. Exact same concept. Super, super slow, doing great, mighty things. 2 is a little bit of speed attached to it. 1, there's no speed on 1, no speed on 3. 2, a little bit, okay, Tari, I'm coming in. Okay, here comes the fourth one. White's alive in the corner. White can play away. If white plays away, Sente and great thickness. So white turns. How many points did white just create? 1? If that. How many points did white remove? If black played there, 2, 3, 5-ish tops. So 6 points, and black can walk away. But if black gets it, he's super thick in Sente, and there's nothing to do there again. So we'll see A come into play soon. So perhaps that is the end, when it comes to this game, of showing and talking about multi-purpose moves. Since we're here, we're just going to look a little bit. We notice on top, white's A stone could have done some connecting and great things, and black says, no, that's now my territory, and your area 1 isn't your territory. So multi-purpose. White starts the co. Black has a number of co-threats up there. Co-threat, co-threat, co-threat. This is actually a very special move. We'll see more soon. Co-threat, co-threat. If black ignores, basically the entire right becomes white's. On top of which, let's imagine white does the Atari, and then starts this. Look at the black group on top. It's a liberty race. And white can time this later when there's a fight and there are extra white stones here. This is huge. Black has no choice. He has to fix, and it's still there. That is to say, if white comes out and black fixes, there's still a cut there. So black's got to spend another move. Look at the work that the little tiny A stone did by creating a weakness there for black. And based on that, white says, enough of this co, I'm coming in. And black says, if I lose the co now, I lose everything. So I have to capture. Great, then I'm coming in. And now that big area isn't near as big as it used to be. And white's area 1 just grew into a more than small area. and now black's become a little behind. We did look at a lot of play out. Again, this was, man, over 40 years ago. We've looked at it a lot. And there's a chance that if black plays perfectly, it's even or a little bit ahead for black. But anytime you see your opponent not playing perfectly, you can make the valid assumption that he's going to continue not playing perfectly. If I'm playing a high handicap game and he comes on playing excellent, I'm like, oh man, I'm in such trouble. But if he's doing well but playing poorly, I'm not worried. Yeah, you're doing okay, but you obviously don't get it, and it's going to come back to bite you. Okay, good enough for this one. Again, this is all about multi-purpose moves, and we're going to look at one more bit here. This is Feng Yun, professional 9-dan, and has to be Eric Liu, right? Eric Liu. Tournament game. I won't do a lot of explaining. Ooh, that's a new word. Standard Joseki. Standard stuff. I'm not going into any detail here. Okay, white to play. If you remember those 4 moves we just saw Jujo play that were, professional level, really strong. We're going to see one from Feng Yun here. First, let's acknowledge what needs to happen. How many groups are we looking at here? We're certainly going to be local, so 4 groups. A-stone at the moment means nothing, so we can take that off. The B group is fine, but there is a cut there, and black can turn at A in Sente. So we're marking B more as a weak stone rather than a weak group. Black can mess with us there. Then we have the C group, which is a one-eyed group. Doesn't appear to be any trouble at all. It's perfectly fine, but it is a one-eyed group. And then we have the D stone, which we, by all means, in all ways, very much want to be safe because it represents a massively large black area. So our job, defend D. Now I'm going to make that an A just so we can talk about defending A. And now we're going to look at the moves. What moves are available? Obviously B. Well, now that we know we're defending that group, we can say obviously A and B. C. Touch the strong stone or touch the stone to get stronger. Okay. And then there's the one she played. I want to phrase this right before I show you the move. So one more time, we're talking about the A stone. And let's see how many options it has for health. That's how we decide if a stone / group is healthy or not. If you've got 3, you're healthy. If you have 2, he can just dictate the course. He plays here, you got to play there. He plays here, you got to play there. Because you're down to 1 option because you only had 2 and he attacked you. Okay, so options. 1, 2. Not healthy. Okay, so one way of helping A is by hurting the B group. If B is weak, that creates an option for A. Some of you may be new to this, so let me just step through it. Options for health include running away. That's a good option. If you're in trouble, run away. Hey, that's the most common. Then we have absolute life in one move. If he attacks, I'm alive. That is absolutely wonderful way to get healthy. Third option, and as far as I know, there's only 3. Third option for health is if he's weak, you can mess with him, you can push at him, forcing him to defend, and that's a free move for you. That helps you. That's one of your options. Is, hey, I get to mess with that group. So, white to play, and this white move, A, hurts black, giving the lone stone an extra option for health. So now that single white stone can run to the side, run to the center, or bother the black group. Therefore, it's healthy. We call that helping from a distance. We also call it a half move help. And it's beautiful to see. It looks just like those ones Jujo did. Very, very slow. How many points did that create? 0. If black played it, how many points would he have created? 0 or 1. There's virtually no points attached to this move. And it's not, white's already alive. So it doesn't defend white's corner group. But it defends his bottom group, attacks black, and gives us a wonderful wall to the left. Let's mention one other thing about that. Okay, I'm going to change stones a little bit. And this is, those 3 white stones is, that's basically what white has on the left. Now I'm going to take them off before that. We could say that's 3 white stones because they're connected. That's an overstatement, but 3 white stones. Okay, the left is not, I'm sorry, the right is nice. Now it's nicer. Now it's nicer. Now it's nicer. The thicker you get, the higher you get, the more valuable the right gets. Okay. So when white plays here, it's building a greater wall, making the right bigger. Okay. So you can see multi-purpose move. And this is the main reason I wanted to show you this game, was because of A. We'll just look a little bit here, a little bit more. And we'll just spend a little time because it's the end of the video and I can't help myself. I have to show you. You and me, we're going to go defend the A group because we're in a sea of black. But when you think about it logically, the A group can run, there's miles of room all around. There's really no danger. It's just scary. On the other hand, black's B stone can really cause us a bit of a problem. Sente, that is alive, but it's turned into a black wall instead of a white wall. Now, this is just one small variation, but you can see this can change immediately. Black's no longer weak. White's confined to a corner. We now have co-threats against the corner. Big wall to work with. I mean, it's a huge difference. So white plays here. Says, yeah, let me just stop that. Make sure that stone can't do all that great work. Black, white, black turns. White continues to say, I'm fine. But I do not like you playing here in Sente. And then there's a little bit of Aji here. You might be able to squeeze out another one a little later. This is bothersome. So I'm going to play here. Also, look at the right. It's getting bigger and bigger. And let's look back to the A stone. The meaning of that was to bother black. Okay, we got one more thing coming in this game that is absolute education. Okay, the fight starts. Black does the attack. I'm not going to go into any detail whatsoever. Okay, white's alive. What's white do? Start the attack. Remember, we attacked black, and he's still just, his eye shape hasn't changed. So we attack. Boom, boom. Black comes out. White tries to escape. Boom, boom, boom. These 3 white stones, they're very important. They're threatening the entire black group. Boom, boom. Save them. Boom, boom. Uh-oh. Something just happened. The black group that we've been chasing, all because of P4, just got strong. That's excellent shape in an area where there's a fair amount of room and a weak white group in the center. Black is no longer weak. Let's switch and give up those stones. We'll just watch it take place here. Sente to kill all of them. So black says no. White continues to get out, continues to get out. White wants to sacrifice these stones. White's all the intent, sacrifice. Tari. Black has no choice. Black has to save, or else everything dies on top. Got to kill the cutting stones. So they finally died, those 4 stones. What's the result? This is Sente to kill. That kills them. Okay. So black has to come back and kill. And white gets Sente. Look at the amount of work. How much we got out of those, how much she got out of those A stones. Black finally, I killed the whole thing. Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 points. Nothing. And you're going to have to capture them eventually anyway, because you don't have any eyes on top. So it's just a beautiful example of using the stones when their use is used up, sacrifice them. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm thoroughly impressed with the way she does that. And black eventually resigns. Okay, guys, I hope that was helpful, all about multi-purpose moves and how valuable they are. I don't remember the name of the fellow that asked about it, but there you go nonetheless. Okay, catch you all later.